everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create. We're working on Woodland Friends, and this is page 3. And I'm pausing because I made this so stinking long ago. I forget how it goes together. So we have 2 flaps and 2 pockets. Think. Okay, so sometimes I like to lay it out the night before because honestly, I do sometimes forget. We're going to make a card that's going to go in the pocket. So I'm going to set that aside and I'll tell you the measurements in a minute as soon as I figure out how this is supposed to go. Okay, so I have 2 flaps. Seven by 8. 7 by 8, you're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 7-inch side. And then this one is 6 by 8. You're going to score a 1/2 inch on the 6-inch side. And we're going to do one of those flip-flop. So it's going to get attached to this side, open like that, and then the large flap is going to open like this. So let's go ahead and do that first. So we're going to basically center this flap. We're going to center the flap on, gosh, my words aren't coming. The 7 by 8, the 6 by 8 is going to go on top of the 7 by 8. Ugh. Here's the hinge for the 7 by 8, and here's the hinge for the 6 by 8. So it's going to go like this. So before we do that, I am going to put myself a 1/2 inch mark so that I can get this installed centered. So we're just going to come in a 1/2 inch from the edge of the flap and apply it. So let me draw a quick line. There we go. So this hinge is going to get attached right here. And then we are going to use a 1/2 inch decorative strip on either side. And actually, I'm going to install the decorative strip first and then mark my line on top of it because it's going to go slightly underneath. So let's do that really quick. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. Because this is actually a 1/2 inch and this is a 1/2 inch. If I want it to be on the line, it's going to be flush, but I really want to move it in a 1/16 of an inch. So we'll put that 1/2 inch mark on top of the designer paper. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to put my 1/2 inch mark. 1/2 inch from the edge of the craft paper, from this paper. And you can see how I've got this little bit exposed. That's where I want my line. Yep. So this is actually going to get installed on that line. Make sure I got that straight. Because it didn't look like it. Maybe it shifted. Yeah, okay. All right, now we're going to install this right on that line, like so. I'm going to turn it so I can see both edges. Okay, so there we go. So it's going to open like this, and this is going to get installed actually on the pocket page. All right, and it looks like I got a little overlap. I'm going to try to trim that off real quick. Okay, I just laid it in my trimmer and trimmed off that little bit. It'll just get caught on something. That's the only reason I do it. Let's go ahead and lay in this. Actually, let's get it installed. So here's my pocket page. So what I couldn't remember is whether or not I was installing it directly on the edge. And yeah, I had to have been. Okay, So this large flap, the 7x8 flap, is going to get installed on the edge. Let me think. What page? What? This is page 3, and I'm page 3. So this is the spine, and this is the pocket. Okay, and that's the way I want it. I want the flaps to go outside the book, and then this small pocket be on the spine side. Okay, I just had to think that through real quick. So I'm using a dark craft. It's an old Recollections. I don't think they even make this dark craft anymore. But I'm telling you, if I had an espresso brown that I liked and I wasn't worried about cracking, that would have been ideal for this collection. Okay, so see how that's going to work? Lovely, okay? So now we're going to need some magnets to hold things in place. I'm thinking about whether or not I'm going to do some color blocking. So I want to think about that for a few minutes. But while we think about that, I can go ahead and lay this down because we're not going to put any magnets on the top side. This is from the 12x12 collection pack. Okay, lovely. And then we've got this other 1/2-inch strip to put on this side. So it kind of pulls that stripe from the opposite side in. I said stripe, but it's a plaid. Okay, I've got some pencil marks. I don't want to go ahead and erase. Okay, there we go. So we're coming along. And then this, on this side, well, it's a good thing I stopped what I was doing. So there's going to be a pocket on the inside here. And let's go ahead and get this pocket in first. So this pocket is 4.5 by 5. So it's 4.5 inches wide by 5 inches tall, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So 4.5 inches wide, 5 inches tall. It's going to go right here on this edge. And then once we have this in, then we can put the larger pocket in. Okay, it's just going to go flush with this corner. Okay, that's in. That's going to close just like that, and it should meet perfectly. You might be off just a little bit, and it's okay if it covers this pocket up a little bit. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install this pocket. And I'm just checking. It looks good. Okay, so I'm going to use this edge. It's hard to see, I know. The edge of this pocket, and I'm going to push this right into it, and that's going to get installed right here. And this pocket is 4.5 by 9. 4.5 by 9, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Make our pocket. Okay, now I'm going to turn it sideways because as I put the pocket in, and of course you want the opening to go this way, I just want to make sure I'm left and right, or what would be top and bottom, that I'm not exceeding the edge of the pocket page itself. There we go, looks good. Okay, so that's in. You can see there is my pocket. So we got a pocket, a large flap, and a smaller flap. It's gonna open like that, okay? All right, that's done. So you definitely wanna have a magnet on the pocket somewhere. And I'm not going to color block this because this is going to be color blocked by definition because of the way the pocket is structured. Yeah, I think I was planning on doing that. And then this is going to be what goes actually in the pocket. Okay, so given that, I'm going to go ahead and center my magnet for the large flap. I cap my glue because I don't need that for a few minutes. I left it too long. There we go. Sorry about that. It's, there we go. Didn't want to go in. It was drying on me. Okay, I need my nice hefty tape. Okay. Okay, there we go. So that is closed. Now we need to close this. And so I'm trying to decide. And I don't think I'm ready to put my magnet in yet because I'm thinking I might want to do some color blocking here. So I'm not sure. But this one, definitely not going to color block. I don't like to color block over a pocket anyway. So let's go ahead and put that magnet in. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on what we do have trimmed out. This is from the 12 by 12 collection. It is the flip side of this pattern. So that's going to go on the lower part, and then I chose this solid piece to go on top because we're going to put a patterned insert. So I wanted it to have a solid frame. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I do think I need to trim this down. I do. And so I'm going to use the mat that I put down here as sort of my guide. See how that is. Is that going to work? I think so. Okay, as usual, I like to slip my designer page inside the pocket. And that's going to work fine, so we just need to ink it and we're ready to put it in. This is from the Patterns and Solids. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on the top and then I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch so it's easier for me to slide it into the pocket and not have to worry about tracking glue back up out of the pocket if I need to adjust it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Doesn't that look lovely so far? Okay, now the insert, I've got 2 pieces of paper. This is from the Patterns and Solids, and this is from the Patterns and Solids. And I think they're both inked, so I'm just ready to go ahead and make this. And this is going to be the card insert that goes in this pocket. Let me tell you the measurements. It is 3 1/4 by 7 1/2. So 3 1/4 by 7 1/2. But it doesn't have to be that size. It just, needs to fit inside this pocket. Okay, you can use it either way, but I think I'm going to use the green side. I think it's pretty and I like the contrast. So it goes in like that. And then you see a little bit of pink or peach around it. Okay, and then I chose this piece of chipboard, and I haven't decided where I'm going to put it, if I'm going to put it down here on the pocket or if I'm going to put it on the insert. I kind of like it in both places, but I'm going to have to choose. So what to do. So that's one look, and here's the other. That's a tough one. I think I kind of like it on the tag itself. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it on the tag. Okay. There we go. So there's our tag, and I'm going to let that dry before I put it in the pocket. So we still need to come back and figure out our magnets and get our B-sides put in. So for right now, I'm going to pause, let that dry, and then when I come back, we'll start working on the B-side, and then before we put anything down, we'll figure out what our magnet situation is going to be on this flap. Okay, so looking lovely. Did I not get enough glue on the bottom? Anyway, I'll let that dry for a little bit, and that'll go in this pocket. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey everyone, it's Daphne, and we're going to continue working on the B-side of this. Hey, sorry about that. I got a phone call, so that interrupted. I've got to keep my phone on because my son's driving around. And just in case he needed me, I wanted to be able to talk to him. Anyway, he just got his driver's license a couple of days ago, his official driver's license. So of course that leaves me on pins and needles. But he's driving an electric car, and I can't tell you, I lecture and lecture and lecture about you gotta pay attention to how much power's in the car. It's not like a gas station. You can't just roll in and get a charge. So I just got a panic call. He's afraid he can't make it home, but we'll see. Hopefully he can, and it'll be a lesson learned for next time. Otherwise, I'll be leaving to go pick him up and figure out how to get it towed home. Okay, which hopefully that won't be the case. All right, so I think I'm going to add this piece, and then we'll fill in the centerpiece with it, with that trimmed out. So I'm going to lay down this piece first, which needs some ink. There we go. And this is, no, it's not. It's wrong. Here we go. This is the continuation of this pattern. So I'm going to trim it on this side. Okay, hopefully that's it. Oh, you know what I just did? Gosh darn it. Oh, you guys, sorry, I got distracted with the phone call. We need a magnet under here. God, that is so frustrating. Hopefully I can get a magnet under here. Yeah, that's gonna work. All right, I'm just using my spatula like I did last time. Lifting that up so that I can push a magnet in. And I need to do it on the other side too. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge because I'm going to have to stick it under here. About right here. Okay, well, I did it. I'm surprised, but we got it done. All right. So before you put anything down, you need the magnets on this. I'd forgotten I hadn't done that. And I got, like I said, I get distracted by the phone call and then I mess up. Okay, so now we've got this trimmed out and ready to go, but I think it's a little too tight. So I'm going to take a little more off this edge. Which is this edge. Okay, that should do it. Yep. Okay, that's going to close like so. And then here we've got the inside layers. So I'm going to use the rabbit pattern on the pocket, and this is, I believe it's from the 12 by 12, but I have to look. Let me find the 8 by 8 real quick and compare it. Yes, this is from the 8 by 8. I'm sorry, this is from the 12 by 12 collection pack, and it's inked, ready to go. Okay, that's that. Then I'm going to use this brown strip here as the pocket liner. Okay, and then here's our last piece. And this is just trimmed out to fit. We could do this. I think that's kind of busy. I think I like the simple pattern better. And again, this is from the 12 by 12. Okay. There we go. Looks pretty. Pretty, pretty. So that is page 3.